Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video, and today this is going to be a bit of an open video to a playlist that I'm going to make. So I came across a public source. I can put a link in the description for some scans of Beckett Dragon Ball Z collector. And if they are watching, I thank them very much for these high quality scans. So there's 10 that they've done. There were actually a lot of these magazines, and from memory maybe 30 or 40, but we have a good sample here of 10, and I'm going to go through each one and just have a look at them, not in this video but in a video for each. But I just thought I'd give a bit of an introduction to this. So Dragon Ball Z really exploded in the West in the late 90s, I think, late 90s, early noughties. And Beckett Dragon Ball Z Collector was a magazine that covered Dragon Ball. And if you haven't heard of Beckett before, they are the same company that do the card grading. So typically you've got PSA, and you've got Beckett as well. So ownership might have changed, I don't know, but it's the same company. And they had these magazines, and they have a very distinct art style. They're actually done by a guy called Jeff Amano. And I know as a kid, my friend and I, we really enjoyed looking at these art styles. Very different, very unique. Some of them I think are really cool, like that Cell, Boo, and Frieza one. We're gonna have a look at some of these. I had quite a few in my own collection, but I ended up selling them quite a few years ago. Moved out of home, and my parents were always bugging me about how much stuff I had at their place. So eventually, I sold them. I don't remember how much I got for them, but I from memory, it was a reasonable price. So this is really before, I think, I feel like Pokemon Go really made a lot of adults get back into their childhood stuff, and then COVID, when people had a lot of time and money on their hands, just those factors have really just made, I think, anything from this era, particularly the 90s, just get really insanely expensive. So if you have any of these lying around, they're probably worth quite a bit. But I did want to share one story quickly. So I never really bought many magazines, but I did get into the habit probably towards the end of this, where I would go and buy them. I don't remember how much they were, but they were pretty expensive. And they ended up then releasing, I think it was called Best of Beckett, and they'd grab maybe sort of a few issues, and then they put the best of those issues into a bit more of like a collector's version. So I used to get those as well as some of the monthly issues. But they were always so delayed, and sometimes only the bigger news agents stocked them. It was always a bit hard getting there as a kid, because obviously I didn't have a car and whatnot. So in the end, I decided to subscribe, and this is the days in dial-up, and you didn't just email and pay online. You had to actually send a check in the mail. So by the time I sent something all the way to America, and then the subscription started, I missed quite a few issues. And I remember on the subscription, I even told them, please start my subscription from this issue. And I missed quite a few, maybe 3 or 4. And then I think after about 2 issues, they cancelled Beckett Dragon Ball Z Collector, and they turned it into Beckett Anime Collector. And so the rest of the issues that I got from my subscription were Beckett Anime Collector. And I hated Beckett Anime Collector. I wasn't interested in Rurouni Kenshin or Inuyasha, or especially Yu-Gi-Oh! Was not interested in that at all. And I was really annoyed at Beckett, and I still kind of feel salty about it after all these years, because it was a lot of money as a kid that just had pocket money. But let's have a look at some of these issues, huh?